Hello, world. Chris DiStefano here. Level 3 coaching, Scarsdale Health. Oh, I'm sorry, level3coaching.org. Hope you guys are having a great day. So, today was really, really cool. I was speaking with a friend and I was telling her about what I do. She already knows. A lot of what I do is I work with coaching difficult cases, or I help people that are stuck to really move forward. How do I do this? Because I pay attention. I get told, not told, I intuit. Not intuit in any sort of woo-woo way. I pay attention. We all give it away in our words. We all give it away with what we avoid and what we don't like to connect to. And so just by listening, you give me your answers, and then I work with you to find them. And I was telling her about a patient that I saw the other day for acupuncture for her neck. And this woman came in, and over the course of this was on a Friday, and over the course of, I don't know, 30 or so minutes, I'm working on her neck and we're also talking. She's got a lot of anxiety, and there's a lot of things going on in her life that are somewhat unsettling. So we talk back and forth, and I'm coaching her as I'm working. It's not even a regular session, it's working. She texts me Sunday night and says, "Thank you so much for the session. For the first time ever, I slept without waking up in a panic attack." Now, that may be a slight bit of hyperbole, but this was without even effort. How? Because I was present and I let her guide, and I reflected back to her, and she was able to see where her belief systems were not aligned with who she is. That is what I do. I help people to see where they're missing their truth. So I may have someone, and this woman's done plenty of therapy, plenty of everything else, but it wasn't the therapy, it was her connecting to herself, her validating and loving who she is, her being willing to be patient with herself and present in her life. And all of this insomnia and what's that great stuff? You can't eat, you got all sorts of stomach issues, all that's run by the subconscious. That's when we have part of our belief system is not really aligned with who we are. So our mind, our being, our heart is trying to steer us into our path of truth. But our mind is saying, no, no, this is what's safe. This is what we're supposed to do. And that dichotomy ultimately is expressed through angst, discomfort, tension, um, and outwardly bad things happening in our life, bad, like un, untenable events. So this brings me back to my conversation with my friend today. And this was really cool because she's asking, well, how do you do it? What do you have? And so I had to reflect on how I do what I do. I had to examine it's like asking someone who's been hitting balls for 20 years, how do you hit a ball? So I had to literally start dissecting what I do. And I'm going to tell you right now, a the model that we tend to want to go with is the material model. That's billiard balls. Everything is physical. The true model, and this is something that you will not accept. The true model is we are a consciousness model, and the material is a subset. Look up the double slit experiment for physics, and you'll see outright proof in quantum physics that consciousness does affect reality. Now, if it affects it a little, it affects it completely because it's violating the foundational rules of Newtonian physics. So if you take a rule and violate it, now the rule is not real. It's a pattern, but we're not fully understanding all the components of the pattern. So we have to open ourselves up. If you've ever had a single synchronicity, a deja vu, premonition, anything, that means your consciousness has superseded the bounds of linear time. Therefore, you've broken the Newtonian model and you're now operating in a different realm. The easiest way to put it is we are all characters in the dreams of in the dream of the mind of our creator. That's not exactly bulletproof, but it's closer. So I bring myself into this consciousness model. How do I do that? I attend to the synchronicities. How do I do that? So if I'm speaking and a song that comes on happens to be saying the same thing, that's a confirmation. Hey, I'm in flow. I'm connected. And if you notice, the higher we are in terms of like our attitude, our energy, our emotions, whatever, the more synchronicities seem to land in our world. We are more in a flow state. So, and then she's like, well, once you get the really big things, then I'm like, I don't care about the big things. They'll happen when they do. It's more the little things, because that I'm not putting what's called excess importance. I'm not overvaluing an outcome. I'm not telling God or whatever we want to call our creator, hey, you have to do this for me so I know that you're really helping. Instead, I'm doing this because it's what I love to do. It's how I give back, it's how I connect. So I attend to feeling what's right. Kind of like working with this woman on Friday. It felt right to help her with what was causing her pain. And I didn't even have an expectation that I was hoping maybe her neck would feel a little bit better. I didn't expect to give her a transformation. That was a gift for both of us. So what I do is I work with people who are overly analytical, or stuck in their head is another way to put it, or think they're smart, particularly logical, rational. We tend to believe all the stuff because all the manifestation people say, hey, keep repeating this mantra and you're going to be great. Didn't work for me because I have a very strong rational mind. My rational mind is like, that's not true. That is not real. So for example, when I was depressed, oh, I love my life. I felt awful after I did that mantra because it was not true to me at the time. I would connect out of vibration. Now I will connect out of vibration. And if there's something that's holding it back, then I feel into what is my objection. And that's why I keep bringing myself back to the consciousness model of reality, because there's no such thing as manifestation in the material model of reality. So once we go to the consciousness model, that's the abundance model, because in a dream, everything can just be created. That gives me permission to receive, because I'm not taking from anyone by receiving. I'm able to give through that. My cup runneth over. But first, I need to hold myself in that value of being able to receive fully. So it's that practice. It's a self-love. But when offered, I will now say yes instead of no if I want it. If someone's offering me liverwurst, I probably would still say no because that's not in my realm. So giving ourselves permission to receive love, to receive abundance, to receive praise, to treat ourselves, to receive joy, to have fun. That's what we're here for. My prior video, I'd spoken about the story of Adam and Eve and going out of the Garden of Eden. And the next day, because synchronicities, everything's perfect, I'm speaking with a patient who's like, I took my honeymoon in South Africa a few years ago. I'm like, that's amazing. Did you go on safari? I went on safari. And the most incredible thing was there was a lion 10 feet away and it was just sleeping and being lazy. And all of the animals were playing. You see, that's the difference, because we're so conditioned to survival of the fittest and this competitive, fierce scarcity model. When she told me that, I'm like, holy crap, they're living in the Garden of Eden. Now, we can argue about, well, that zebra that gets caught by the lion and eaten isn't exactly in the Garden of Eden. Fine, not going to argue that. The animals are expressing the joy of life. That is our true nature. We are still in the Garden of Eden when we let ourselves let go of the illusion that we're not. when we're ready to accept. So and I took all these reality creation courses. I studied with the best people. They left out the most important part. It's this simple. This is also the Sedona method or the Lester Levinson. So simple. Forgiveness is an incredibly powerful tool for raising your vibration. If I want to forgive someone, you see, I tried forgiveness the conventional way. And that's, oh, I want to forgive Bob for screwing me over and blah, blah, blah. And I want to forgive blah, blah. It didn't work for me. I could never force myself to forgive, because in order to forgive someone that's apparently done me a very wrong involves letting go of whatever hurt I have from them. And if I'm not in a high enough vibration, a high enough state of consciousness, I can't let go of that hurt. But I figured out a trick for myself. This may or may not work for you. You see, we live in a world of victims. Victims have reality happen to them. Victims are disempowered. Victims do not create their reality. We don't want to be a victim, but society rewards victims right now. And that is part of the game to weaken people. We become strong when we fall into our truth, because then we have our faith, which is the most powerful thing. Forgiveness is critical and important for elevation of consciousness, and we are in that place now. It's for all forgiveness is ultimately forgiveness of myself. Forgiveness is knowing that I created it all for me. It may have been at a deeper level because the character was off course, and the character refused to get onto the right course because the character was making fear and scarcity based decisions that were not in alignment with his true nature, with his soul, with who I am, with my power, with my creator, with my love, with my heart. So I was drifting away from who I was, and that was causing deeper and deeper pain to myself and others. And the more I did it, the deeper the course correction had to become, until, go through our own personal hells, and we each have our own story. It's like the alcoholic or the drug addict who has to hit bottom and then get help and finds their faith. So how do I forgive? By knowing I created it and seeing how that character, even though they might be a despicable piece of whatever, also served me, and acknowledging that I brought that into my life because it was an important part of my growth and development. Because ultimately that helped me in a way that nothing else could. I've said it before, but I never really owned it this way. I would never wish my path upon another person, but I would not trade it for the world. And I mean that. So that forgiveness part is enormous. And then using that, I can go back and I can see how the patterns that continued in my life and even continue now, although a lot of them are thinner, and how to listen for the pattern, how to break the pattern in real time, how to be my best person. The answers are always given. When I'm doing coaching, I've been told by my instructors, I should coach coaches. So I'm putting together a course on that, because my perspective, it's a result of my own difficulties. I've had my challenges in being able to get to awareness because the way that my brain works, very, very rational and whatever. This is why I love working with people who are difficult, because I can relate. And also all of those tricks that we use to defend ourselves and to defend what we view as I used on myself. So when someone uses them on me, it's really great because we connect and we're like, oh wow. And once we see, we can go from, my history is a very, very, very long time of being very, very, very depressed. And now I'm happy because once I see the truth of what I am, I realize that the depression was my mind lying to me to keep me safe. And I'm able to help other people with depression and anxiety to see who they are and love themselves and come into their true nature. Garden of Eden, happiness, joy, abundance, and loving themselves and others truly and deeply from the heart, not just intellectualizing it. So, this deep love is the unconditional love from our Creator, and we reflect it back to ourselves, we reflect it back to the world. So we go into that, we do the Lester Levinson and I'm sorry, the Sedona, whatever it is, forgiveness. The other really important part, reality creation. You see, that's it. We can dance around, and I can tell you authors that have written 20 books on reality creation, and I've studied with them. But the most important thing, the only thing you need to know is own it. You see, as soon as you start to own it and be like, I have created this, when a problem comes in, what did I put this in my life for? We're going back constantly to the consciousness model because the material is a subset of the consciousness. Manifestation. You want to manifest? For me, what I have to do is put myself in the vibration of it already being done, knowing what it feels like. No, because I'm not after whatever it is. Um, I'm not after a new car. I'm after the feeling that I would get for a new car. Now, I don't want a new car. I love my car. But anything that I'd want to manifest, it's not for, so I want to manifest a vacation with my family. It's not for the vacation. It's not for anything else. It's for the feeling of the togetherness, of the bonding. So have that feeling. And as that continues to echo in the frequency fields, if it is conducive to my path, then it will get put there or something better will. And that is how I connect to my reality. And the more I'm able to stay and to live in this place of happiness, joy, and abundance. Now, abundance is fascinating because up until the other day, I didn't even really understand it. I thought abundance meant like kind of unlimited, and it does. But it means it on every level, including the cells of my body. Everything is unlimited if I allow it to open and be received. Everything is unlimited if I, Chris, can connect to my source. More accurately, everything is unlimited when I allow myself to be abundant. When I open to it, when I clear whatever it is that I'm holding of fear, doubt, and false belief, and open to the trust of my Creator to fill me to overflowing. And it's a beautiful feeling. Like, we can talk about any religion. This is everything. This is all we're ever going to want, need, or be. It is what our essence is. So, some may say, I don't know my direction. That's great. Your direction is in. Now, that's a tough one. As I heard a million times, oh, just look in or just find stillness. Well, that's not as easy. For someone that has stillness, that's super easy. So that, oh yeah, just find stillness. That'll do it. For someone that needs stillness, you might as well tell them to go climb Everest, and while they're up there, clean up the trash, because they're not gonna do it until they learn, not even learn, until they let go of the habits that keep them from it. The main habit that's keeping us from stillness, I'm going to give one: limiting beliefs. Oh, I can't meditate. I can't calm my mind. Well, guess what? You're setting the instruction set right there. Who You're commanding yourself, I can't do this. So, guess what? That's your outcome. So, that's an affirmation. Be careful with affirmations. They have to fall within your realm of belief. They are exceedingly powerful, especially when repeated. So they become mantras. I know I said earlier in the video, not my favorite tool. Doesn't matter. It's a super powerful tool for a lot of you. So the negative self talk, please, please, please stop. The negative thoughts, please, please, please stop. Find a way to substitute something positive. When you are in a positive place, lock in a few intents or even a few memories if you have to, but I prefer they be intense, positive things that you want to do. Lock it in with a feeling. So, you know, oh, I really want to go to Cape Cod this summer, whatever it is, right? Lock it in, envision it, smell it, feel it, know it, have it in your heart. And then once that's done, then you're ready to take the next step. And the next step is you can keep bringing that up periodically in your consciousness. It is a wonderful idea to keep raising your vibration. Or someone cuts you off in traffic, you're all cursing a blue streak. Think about that. Bring yourself back into the good. Where we put our attention is where we're going to get our results. So let's put it where we want to get the results. It is up to you. We can talk about free will all day. Free will is, oh, there's no free will, everything's pre-decided, or there is all free will. Look at me, I get to make my own decisions. Fine. But intent is a beautiful expression of both, because I would like, so I'm going to move towards, and the world is going to bring towards me. That's inner and outer intent dancing together, because we don't want to force it. We don't want to create something that's outside. We only want what's true to us. And it really clarifies that, it sets it, and it makes us ready to receive it. So if you got anything out of this, please like and share, subscribe, and level3coaching.org, Chris at level3coaching.org. It's all spelled out. And scarsdalehealth.com. That's my acupuncture side. Yeah, I hope you guys got something. Have a wonderful day. And you could do anything.